Today, the moon enters Libra after its time in Virgo, and as the moon moves through the final degrees of Virgo, it moves through different alignments that are part of that grand sextile pattern that I spoke about yesterday, and that continues as the moon enters Libra at 1:43 a.m. Pacific time. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Saturday, November 15th. And we do have that grand sextile energy. Lots going on there with sextiles, grand trines, oppositions, cradles, mystic rectangles, kites. Just about everything that you could imagine. And what that does is it makes the energies very complicated, but also kind of opening a portal, kind of a kaleidoscopy in the sense of things lining up in a very specific way to create a certain shape that this moment in time has. And so, how we use that shape, what we do with that, what we put into in terms of our intentions and hopes, dreams, desires, how we sort of show up for this energetic shape is going to determine what we do with it. So, some decision making is in order with those oppositions, but I would say that making a decision from a new place. So the old place might have you feeling the conflict, right? Feeling the contradiction. Well, if I do this, it eliminates that. And if I do that, it rules out this. And so that's the old way of looking at it. But if you take that same problem, whatever it is in your life that is showing up as a polarity or something that is pulling you in two different directions, it is inviting you to see how those two things come together. And when you see them from a different perspective, how they actually are both pointing you in the same direction. So that could look like having a decision to make about things that feels like, I'm doing one thing and that means that I'm failing at another. But if those two things were to come together and you were to see how making a decision was actually supporting both, right? In other words, you're not failing at one in order to do the other, but they actually both lead you to a third place that is a deeper interpretation, right? So opening us to how we need to see things from new perspectives, deeper perspectives, more true perspectives. And as the moon enters Libra, we do shift from the Virgo vibe of working on things and getting them right and making them better to the Libra vibe of how do we work together with others. And that shift from Virgo, which is really the energy of needing to get something right. It's kind of that feeling of this is my chance. This is my last chance to really put the effort into something, because if I don't do it now, it's going to keep being kind of that pebble in my shoe, right? That thing that's annoying, but I can't really deal with it. And so we want to deal with those things when the moon is in Virgo. And once we have done that, then we got the pebble out of the shoe. Now, guess what? We can say, "Oh yeah, let's go do this thing together, because now I've gotten my pebble out of my shoe and I can be more present to joining with another person and doing something together, whether that's something that we are working together to be productive on, or whether that's just for fun or connection or friendship or whatever it may be, right? So to be in that space of sharing something with another person, sometimes we have to get things in order first. And So I'm saying a pebble in your shoe, but 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 it could be that clutter in your room or your office or your kitchen, right? That when you get that clutter cleared up and organized, that it's like a pebble has been removed from your shoe, right? Now you can move. Now the flow is easier. Now you feel more spacious, more relaxed, more supported to take the next step forward or keep going in feeling more spacious in your daily life. So that is like the prerequisite to having a more meaningful and effective, right? Whether that's productive or fun or whatever, encounter with another person. So, so once the moon goes into Libra at 1:43 a.m. Pacific time, we have that energy of doing something collaboratively, like together with another person, and but continuing that energy of the grand trines and the sextiles and this container, this shape that is saying, what do you want to create? Because whatever you are putting your intention into is going to be what is getting this breeze of support, these winds that are going to blow you somewhere, right? So where are you going? And if you don't know where you're going, or you are attached to something that is maybe not in your best interest on some level, the winds are going to blow you into like, okay, that's going to get worse or escalate or uh, ultimately lead you into the place where maybe it needs to knock you over the head with a 2x4 to get your attention. So the point is to use this energy consciously and on purpose by being clear about what's important and then letting go of your assumptions so that you can be available for that insight that says, oh, okay, here's what I need to do differently. Here's how I need to get on track to be true to myself. Here is what I need to say to another person to be more clear about my needs or what I think is going to be most effective. So, hopefully, that is helpful for you to think about for today. And then we've got this Libra moon energy continuing, but it will move over time. It will move beyond that grand trine and that uh, grand sextile and all the alignments that happen right at 0 degrees Libra, 29 Virgo, that are all really active right now. And so as it moves on, we'll shift more into a relationship focus and seeing what is possible when we do the work of figuring out how to bring balance between self and other, get our needs met in relationship, and show up to support the truth and the best interests of the whole, even when that's the whole that is bigger than the self, right? So the whole in relationship and the needs of the relationship itself and how that can be the best space possible to be your true self and to have all the gifts and blessings that having another person in your life can bring. So, partnerships, relationships, working together, finding balance, and showing up to honor your needs and your true self and what's best for the whole. Thanks for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and my website is astrologyheals.com. I have a member site at transformationalastrology.com, and that is where you can join as a member at the free or paid level. Paid subscribers get some benefits like discounts on readings and discounts on my lunar nodes classes, of which I will have the Taurus one available for you very soon. So stay tuned. I've got the Aries South Node class ready already. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my free video at transformationalastrology.com. Introduction to Evolutionary Astrology Parts 1 and 2 to gain an understanding of why the lunar nodes are so important and why I am devoting all of this energy to creating these classes for you, because it is stuff I have been working on and learning and developing for many years now. And it's really fascinating and very, very useful. So watch those introductory videos at no cost. And if you join as a paid member, you get a discount on the actual classes. All right, thanks for being here and for subscribing. I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.